we're looking at here is a natural area that's been infested with invasive species. This is buckthorn that's choking out the native oaks.
Don't be too far from me.
We've got cattails and phragmites and teasel as well. And all the invasive species are taking over and choking out all of our native plants. As we move into the restoration in progress, you'll see that we're treating the invasive species with herbicides, and all of our herbicides have a dye in them to mark where we've applied, and so that we can track and our clients can track where we've applied at. We're not applying into areas that we shouldn't be. As you move in the restoration in progress, you'll see the buckthorns have been cleared, the cattails have been cleared, and typically what we'll see is some small regeneration of native plants that are hanging on and have been suppressed because of the infestation of invasive species. So you see some trillium and spiderwort and some of the shrubs. In the wetland we've got iris and swamp milkweed coming back through the cattails that have been cut and treated with herbicide. And as we move along, we see some of the equipment that we use in restoration and long-term stewardship, management of natural areas. We've got brush cutters and chainsaws and the backpack herbicide sprayer. And just down at our feet here we've got some native seed, just to show the different sizes. The one on the left is big bluestem, the one on the right is water boarhound. So there's differences in seed depending on the species. Some can be very small, some can be very large. So one of the long-term management tools of natural areas is prescribed fire. So that's what we're demonstrating here. On the far left you see a dormant prairie. That's what it would look like in the fall. And then we burn it off, which is as you move towards the greenery. And then shortly after the burn, 2 to 3 weeks, we start getting regeneration of growth. A lot of the trilliums, and we can see some of the grasses starting to resprout. And that's what that's showing is as we're moving into spring, the native plants begin to resprout. Now we're getting into the actual regeneration of the prairie. So you see it kind of sparsely coming back, and then as we continue stewardship and additional restoration practices, extra seeding and planting, we start to see the wetland complex down here with all the iris, and then into the prairie, and then the savanna area up on the hillside with all the woodland plants, all the native plants coming back. Basically it's about, stewardship's about not so much making native plants grow, but making non-native plants not grow. Really keeping those invasive species suppressed and giving our natives a chance. And eventually they come back. They have the ability to outcompete weeds and invasive species.
How long does it take to get to this part?
This is probably 2 to 3, perhaps 5 years down the road. Usually 2 to 3 years down if it's a restoration of a remnant. 3 to 5 years if you're having to go from agriculture field or something with no remnant character, restoring it from seed and plants.